Checking I'm in the right place. Yes. Hurrah. I have a question. Question of the week. Yeah. It's Friday. I hope you are all good. I hope this video finds you well. I'm going to answer this week's question from Lucie. My question is, I struggle with my mental health around anxiety. I'm fine when life is going great, but when it's bad, everything around me fails. And I can't live like this. I worry about everything. I worry about the future and trying to change it. And in brackets, she's put OCD. I worry about money and losing my family. I just want more peace in my life and not to be controlled by worry. I want to be able to find the right tools to deal with life's shit and know I'll be okay, whatever happens. So thank you for the question, Lucie. So there's quite a lot of little mini parts to this question. Essentially, you're saying that you don't feel safe and you're worried about anxiety and you're struggling with anxiety and you don't want to live like this anymore. And can you ever get to a place where it's possible to experience this stuff and be okay? And I want you to know it is. It absolutely is. For those of you that are new to my question of the week, or you're new to my community, there's a video of me being coached back in 2018 that you can watch. If you just send me a comment, I can send you the link to sign up to watch that video of me being coached back in 2018, where I was chronically stressed. So I just want to open up with that because I've been where you are. I know what it's like to experience chronic anxiety. I know what it's like to worry all the time. I know what it's like to feel utter fear. And in this question, interestingly, this part of the question, Lucie says, I'm fine when life is going great, right? So she feels that she's okay when life is going great. But when it's bad, everything around me fails and I can't live like this. So I want to speak to that part first. When life is going great, you've got no thinking about anything. So your parameters by which you judge life going great is impacting on how you experience anything that goes on in your world. And so it's your relationship to that. It's your experience of that. So when life is going great, you think you are okay. And when life's going not so great, you don't think you're okay. That's literally all that's going on here. Now, we can all hear that and go, well, of course, when life's going great, we feel great. And of course, when life's not going great, we feel bad. The issue isn't that life can be good or bad, right? Because we all know life is like a roller coaster. We go up, we go down, we go in, we go out. Shit happens. The issue is that you don't know you're okay regardless of what's going on. So you have innocently believed that you're okay when things are going well by your own judgment of what's going well, and that you don't cope with or you're not okay when life's quote unquote bad. What I want you to know is that you are okay 100% of the time, no exceptions, regardless of what's going on the outside. It's just your experience of that. Because how can you be okay 1 minute and not okay the next? It's not. That's not in question. That's not changeable. Life and circumstances is changeable. Your psychology, your emotions, your experience is changeable. It's why very often people will say, the sun is shining, I feel great, or, I'm really impacted by the darker night, so I feel shit. So there's this sort of conditioning around people thinking they feel better in the sunshine and worse in the winter. Now, if you were really to sort of examine that a bit more closely, Lucie, you'd see that you have also experienced sad moments or unhappy moments in the sun and happy and joyful moments in the winter. So it's not dependent on those external factors. And it sounds like you are really judging yourself in the space in the midst of your experience of life, because you then go on to say, and the second part of your question is, I worry about everything. I worry about the future and trying to change it. And this is really interesting because people with anxiety think that they can, if they're in control of their experience, then they're going to somehow be in control of the future. Where what I know to be true for myself is that no amount of worrying ever did me any good, or certainly impacted on the future. And actually those things that really pulled the rug from under my feet were things that were absolutely and utterly unplanned, because that's the nature of life. We cannot plan for tragedy, or we cannot plan for life taking us down a certain road, right? We just can't plan. And your brain is a very wonderful, wonderful thing, of course, but your brain is a machine that only lives in the future or the past, and your brain only has the past to go on. So it can only create an imagined future, which is an illusion. And we can't fix an illusion. So you sitting in the space of worrying about the future, and you've mentioned, you've put in brackets OCD, and I don't know what OCD means for you, but it's not anything that we can have control of. And what we're doing by worrying all the time is creating a response in our body which doesn't know whether it's real or not, because your brain is responding to your thought and you feel your thinking 100% of the time. So you could be experiencing anything. What's magical about this is that because all life is temporary, because all life is changeable, there's potential for you to have a different experience of the things that you're worried about, okay? So you then go on to say, I worry about money, losing my family. I want more peace. I don't want to be controlled by worry. So there's some part of you that intuitively knows that you're not in your sort of default state of okayness, even though you started the question with, I know I'm okay when life is going good. So it's only your judgment of that. So then you've got some sort of markers. I'm worrying about money. I worry about losing my family. I don't want to be controlled by worry. Meanwhile, you are innocently getting kind of seduced by worrying about these things, which is coming from your brain trying to control, which is coming from a brain that wants to keep you in the known. Again, that's all anxiety is. It's us trying to be in control of something that's utterly out of our control because we've only got this moment right now. Worrying about money would imply that money has some power to make you feel a certain way. And money doesn't have any power to make you feel any way whatsoever. Money is a tool, an energetic exchange. But we are the ones who look at the number in our bank account and either feel good or feel bad about it. Most women I know, most people I know actually, have an experience that money is something that can be controlled, can give them security, can give them a false sense of security. Essentially, it's a false sense of security because the number in the bank can change and your experience of that number in the bank can change, and worrying about money keeps you stuck and not responding to your passion, to your desires, to your turn on, to your knowing, to your intuition, because you're in a place of fear, which keeps us stuck. So by having seeing that you are being seduced by worry, which is a habit of thought because you're not feeling safe and grounded in yourself. So you're activated, your nervous system is activated, and you are responding from this nervous system activation. So the way you kind of settle down is to see that what's doing the creating is something that is within your control, and that it comes from the inside out, and that life, happenings, circumstances, people, money don't impact your experience of that. They just don't. It comes from you. But because you're activated quite a lot of the time, it would appear from your question, you're not seeing. It's like you're experiencing yourself as a victim of anxiety, as a victim of your of circumstance, i.e., when life's bad, I'm not good. You're experiencing yourself as a victim rather than a sovereign being, human, that utterly is unbroken. There's nothing to fix. There's nothing actually to fear, except for your thinking about all of that stuff. So you get peace by kind of tuning into the smaller moments where that happens. You get peace by seeing that your experience of your life being good and you being okay, and life being bad and you suddenly not being okay, is an illusion, because you're okay regardless. Just start to look at your pockets of okayness, where you have pockets of peace, because most people don't experience these worries 100% of the time. It might be that you have a calming few moments when you watch the TV, or a calming few moments when you're talking to a friend, or a calming few moments or joyful few moments with your loved ones. Like, you start to see, oh, right, okay, so this isn't 100% of the time. It's quite a lot of the time, and it's quite annoying, but it's not 100% of the time, which means there's space for you to experience something else once you see that you have a groundedness and a knowing that can never, ever, ever be taken away from you, no matter your circumstances. And the more you can see that and feel into that, the more you will be able to access that when you're activated. And awareness is one of the ways in which we do that, but you have to be in a place to be able to give yourself some love, some compassion, some understanding. Some slack, basically. When you come out of what's known to you, i.e., I'm not very good with anxiety, you can see that that is also something that is self-created, and your brain is always looking for evidence that your theory is true. It's called confirmation bias. So you'll find evidence of your theory, and whilst you're listening to me, your brain will be finding evidence that my theory is not true. And so people will then argue with me in their mind. And that's okay, because I know how a brain works, and I know that's what it will do. And that's what I did for many years, particularly when I came across the understanding which I teach. And I find often with the client group that come towards me is that there's always an issue with money of some description, or anxiety of some description, or just fear, fear, and a lot of spending money, and, filling their time with podcasts and gurus and books and all the things, right? But when we do that, we're adding on from a place of not enoughness. And I want you to know that you're already enough. And what we're dealing with here is just an innocent misunderstanding, a misuse of your creative potential. And there's much more on offer here. So I hope that was helpful for now. I know, Lucie, you have come into my circle community, so we can explore this a bit more during the group calls. But if you aren't in my circle community and you want to explore these topics in more depth, let me know, or I'll put the circle community link under in the comment sections of wherever you're listening to this video. And for now, I want to say, have a wonderful, wonderful day. And if you have any questions, send them my way for me for my Friday question of the week. And if you want coaching and you don't mind it, if you want free coaching and you don't mind it going live on my Facebook group, which is called the Freedom Group, send me a message and we can do some live coaching. Take care, and I'll see you very soon.